welcome to Shanti Fine Arts. Today we are going to work on pastels and create this very easy pastel moonscape. I am always attracted by moon and nature and water, so I thought of putting all of that together in this particular drawing or painting or whatever it is called when you use oil pastels. I have not used odorless mineral spirits. This is just using pastels on toned paper. This is a very, very, very easy beginner's painting. Any child can also do that. Obviously, they have to be a little bit older, I guess. I would say around 8 or 9. My son can do this, so anybody probably can do this. So it's a very easy one. It's a very fun project, yet as you see, the end result looks pretty good. So hope you like it, and let me know in your likes and comments if you want to see more of these or whatever else you would like me to draw, paint, and help you with. And do not forget to hit the subscribe button right there, and because that's the best way to keep in touch with what I'm currently working on and what is coming up. Thank you.
I'm starting off with loosely blocking with a lighter shade of blue around the circular disc that I have drawn out first, which I will convert into a moonlight later. And I'm trying to keep my pastel marks all more or less in the similar direction. As you can see, it is not blended right now because I will go on for several layers of different shades of blue to get where I intend to be. I am blocking this blue color in all the areas around the moon and in the water where I think there will be the reflection of the sky, and on the land as well. And now you can see that I am putting a little bit more pressure than I did last time with the same shade of blue so that I get better coverage this time. Now I'm moving on to a lighter shade of blue than I was using a little bit ago, and blocking in more. And with the lighter and the darker, I'm continuously switching on between the lighter shade of blue and the darker shade of blue to get the good coverage as well as to help blend. I am not going to use any paint thinner for this particular drawing to blend. I am just going to use my pastel sticks and keep on blending. And I will put a link to the video where I have shown the two different ways that you can blend pastel with, and you can choose whichever way you want to go with. This time I'm just going with the pastel sticks and I'm not going to use any paint thinner. As you can see, I'm pulling in some darker shades of blue as well at the very corner of the painting, so farther away from the moon. So the idea is around the body of the moon it would be lighter, and the farther you go it will get darker. I'm also coming with some black and very dark shade of blue on the very edges of the drawing. And the important thing is to get a very smooth blend, a very gradual blend. Now I'm starting to work on the moon. I am using different shades of gray to create random patches and marks like you see on the moon. And once I created enough amount of crater impressions, I'm coming back with the white pastel and going over the entire moon. And you can see that the bottom area of the moon where it meets the sky, I'm trying to blend in the blue of the sky and the moon, trying to get a misty look. The other areas I'm blending in with the grays to create the brightness of the moon as well as some impression of the crater, because the moon is so big in this particular drawing, so it is better to give it a very realistic look with the gray craters. I'm also pulling in some lighter shades of blue in the crater areas just to create a harmony in the whole painting, so that some amount of blue is pulled in the moon as well, and it kind of looks very nice if you can incorporate the color of the surroundings in your subject. So you can see that I am going back to the sky area and filling out and getting as much coverage as possible using two different shades of blue at this moment. And again, for the very edges areas farther away from the moon, I'm using a darker shade of blue, and I will also pull in some blacks and get a gradual blending from blue to black. You can see that I have marked a tape, or rather I have stuck a tape in the middle of the painting, and I'm going either above or below it. This tape helps in getting me a very sharp edge between the land and the sea without using a ruler. Now I have done the top part, and I am putting the tape on the top of the line that I have created, and I'm working on the reflection of the water and the land area. You can see that in case of the reflection due to the ripples in the water, it will not be a solid semicircle, but I will have to create ripples of blue in between the white of the moon and the gray of the moon to make it look realistic, like the reflection of a moon in the water would look. So this is kind of like a painting or a drawing rather, where my aim is to be realistic but make a kind of surreal look of the moon. A moon and water are two things that attract me a lot, so this painting is turning out to be one of my favorites, or rather this drawing. I don't know, I'm not really sure when you are working with oil pastels whether you can call it a painting or you should call it a drawing, so I keep calling it a painting like I usually do. You can see that I'm filling out all the areas of the water farther away from the moon with blue, just like I did in the sky. It will be more or less the same for the water because as usual it's a reflection. Now the land area, the middle part, I'm blocking it with the gray first and then going over it with the blue, light blue shade. This is because I want kind of a misty effect where the land and the reflection of the land meet. I don't want it to be a very hard edge, smooth edge like usual reflection do, just because I want to go for a kind of like a surreal look this time instead of a very realistic look. So the mist kind of helps in bringing in that surreal feel. So that's why I'm blocking it in the middle area. And now I'm going with a darker shade of blue with the rest of the land, or the top of the land, and the reflection of the top in the water. And I'm using darker shades of blue because it's a nighttime scene, so obviously the land would not be very properly visible. It would be a darker shade of blue, and I'm going over the blue with the black, so combination of blue and black. I use a lot of black in my drawings and paintings, but I never use just black. I always layer it with another color, because just if you use black, just straight up black, it sometimes looks very flat and spoils the drawing or painting. So it's a good idea to put in some other color with the black. Now I am loosely blocking in the branches of a tree and giving it the impression of the leaves. You can draw the leaves in a different manner, do an evergreen tree instead, whatever suits you. And there are different ways to finish this. This is a very easy painting, like I promised it would be. And do let me know if you try it, and you can share it with me on social media. And there we are at the end of the drawing. Thank you for watching.